His mother, smoking a cigarette, sat at the kitchen table. They turned off the electricity, she said in greeting. I see, Ramik replied. We've been through this before. It won't be so bad. It's not very cold outside this time. I spent up my paycheck and I got a refrigerator full of groceries that'll spoil, she told him bleakly. Ramik thought back to the good times when his mother had a well paying job that she enjoyed, when she laughed all the time, when she took him to Disney World. Somehow, things had changed since his little sister had been born. When can you pay the bill? Ramik asked, thinking guiltily of the money in his pocket. Today's Thursday. I doubt if I can get the money together until Monday. That's a whole weekend with no electricity. She sighed, her eyes glazed and dull as she looked at her son. What am I going to do? She asked plaintively. I don't know, Ramik said uncomfortably. He knew his little sister needed milk. He couldn't let her go hungry while he pursued some impossible Hollywood dream. He shifted from one foot to the other. You got any money? His mother asked. No, he lied. Where would I get that kind of money? He wanted those pictures so badly, but guilt ripped at him. Mecca wasn't even 2 years old. She deserved cold milk and fresh food. You sure? His mother asked. You look to me like you Holden boy. Ramik sighed. He knew he would never have another chance to get that portfolio of photographs made, but he reached down into his pocket and slowly pulled out the $150. Reluctantly, he handed it to his mother. You're the best, she said cheerfully. Where'd you get this? She then asked suspiciously. You ain't selling no drugs, are you? Because I'll kick your butt if I find out you're messing with drugs. Ramik wanted to tell her that long ago he had sworn to himself that he would never, ever get involved with drugs because he had seen what drugs could do to people he knew and loved, what drugs were doing to her. But he just shook his head. Ma gave it to me for some pictures at school, he told her quietly. I promise I'll pay you back, baby. Next week for sure. Ramik walked away from her sadly. The next morning, the stove and refrigerator were not back on, but his mother had taken the food to a neighbor's house. Mecca's milk was cold, her food was fresh, and Ramik's money, as well as that opportunity, was gone. A conversation with Dr. Ramik Hunt, Dreams and Missed Opportunities. I might have been an actor. If I had, I might have been a famous movie star by now. Acting was something I really wanted to do. I enjoyed it more than anything else at that time. But sometimes we are forced to make difficult decisions. I honestly believe I had what it took to make it in show business. That money was the ticket to all of my dreams, but I gave it up. Giving my mother that money was one of the hardest decisions I ever had to make. I chose not to be selfish and to do what I thought was best for the family. My mother had a lot of struggles she was dealing with, specifically drug addiction. That addiction made a mess of my household and tore our family apart. I was already the product of a single family household, but with drugs added to the mix, it made a recipe for disaster. And even though she didn't use the money like she said she would, if I had to do it over, I would do the same thing. Only this time, I would make sure she used the money to get the electricity turned back on. In life, you are going to have to make some hard decisions. Always try and make sure you make them with the very best intentions. If you do that, no matter what you decide and no matter what the outcome, it will be the right decision because you made it for the right reasons.